All right, if you're running a nonprofit here in California, you know the feeling, right? You've got this incredible mission, you're doing amazing work, but the second a grant opportunity pops up, it's a mad scramble. It's chaos. Well, today we're going to talk about how to turn that last-minute document hunt into a real systematic advantage. Let's get right into it. Okay, first things first. Let's talk about something that is, just incredibly frustrating for so many nonprofit leaders. It's that rejection letter. The one that just makes absolutely no sense. I mean, you pour your heart and soul into your work. You know you're making a real difference. You write this beautiful, compelling story about your impact, and then bam, a no lands in your inbox. And you're just left there thinking, what went wrong? It's a question that can seriously keep you up at night. And here's the hard truth, and it can be a tough pill to swallow. It's often not about your work. It has nothing to do with how amazing your mission is. It's about the paperwork. In fact, that rejection probably happened before a real person even had a chance to read about all the incredible stuff you do.
So here's what's really going on. Funders do what's called a compliance scan first. Think of it like a bouncer at a club. Before they even let you in to tell your story, they're just checking your ID. They're looking for a basic set of documents. And if anything is missing or out of date, you're not getting in. Your application gets tossed on the no pile, and your world-changing work never even gets a look, all because of a simple paperwork technicality.
Okay, so this whole paperwork challenge, it gets especially tricky for those of us here in California. A generic one-size-fits-all checklist just isn't gonna cut it. Let me show you why. The magic number you need to remember for California compliance is 4. That's right, 4. To be grant ready here, you have to be in good standing with 4 different government agencies all at the same time. And yeah, they all have their own rules and their own deadlines.
And this really shows you how it all fits together. It's not just 4 separate lists. It's a totally interconnected system. Think of it like a puzzle. You've got the IRS, that's your federal foundation, the big base piece. But then you've got this triangle of state agencies, the Secretary of State, the Franchise Tax Board, and the Attorney General. And they all have to lock in perfectly. If you have a problem in just one of those corners, the whole thing can fall apart. So let's break that down, because it all builds on each other. First, you've got the IRS, right? They give you that essential 501c3 status. Then, the California Secretary of State comes in and says, yep, you're a real legal corporation in this state. After that, the Franchise Tax Board gives you your state tax exemption. And finally, the Attorney General's office gives you the green light to actually ask for donations. And trust me, funders check on all 4 of these.
Okay, so when you're facing this 4-agency gauntlet, how in the world do you stay on top of it all? Well, the answer is you don't guess. You use a really clear, really specific tool that's built for exactly this challenge. And this is that tool. This is what cuts right through the chaos. It's the Grant Readiness Checklist. And what it does is it lays out the 16 essential documents that pretty much every major funder in California is going to check before they do anything else. Seriously, just having this stuff organized and ready to go is probably the single biggest thing you can do to set yourself up for success. So let's walk through it piece by piece. First up, Part 1, Federal Recognition. This is your foundation, the bedrock. We're talking about your official 501c3 determination letter from the IRS, your most recent Form 990 filing to prove you're active, and of course, your EIN or tax ID number. This is the stuff that proves you're a legit nonprofit on the national stage. All right, next up is Part 2, California Compliance. This is where we tackle that tricky state-level triangle we talked about. You've got to have the paperwork showing you're in good standing with the Secretary of State, that you've got your tax exemption from the Franchise Tax Board, and that you're registered to fundraise with the Attorney General. And let me tell you, this is the part that those generic national checklists almost always get wrong or leave out completely. Okay, Part 3 is all about governance. And these documents, they tell a really important story. This isn't just about bureaucracy. This is about trust. This is how you prove to funders that you're a stable, well-run ship with a responsible board steering the way. And last but not least, Part 4, Financials. This is pretty straightforward. It's about showing you're fiscally healthy and you know how to handle money. Funders want to see your current, board-approved budget and your recent financial statements. At the end of the day, they just need to know that if they write you a check, you have the systems in place to manage those funds responsibly. Okay, so having this checklist, that's a huge step forward. It really is.
But the real magic, the absolute game changer, happens when you turn this list from just a piece of paper into a living, breathing system inside your organization.
And it's honestly way simpler than it sounds. It's just 4 steps. Step 1, figure out where you stand right now. Do a quick audit. Step 2, create one central folder, probably a digital one, where all these documents live. This is your single source of truth. Step 3, put every single one of those filing deadlines on a master calendar that people actually look at. And step 4, set a reminder, maybe quarterly, to just review and update everything. That's it. That's how you go from constantly reacting to being truly proactive.
So let's wrap this up by looking at this whole thing a little differently. This isn't just a chore. This isn't just about avoiding rejection letters. What we're really talking about is building a powerful strategic advantage for your nonprofit. I love this because it perfectly captures that shift in thinking. Just imagine it. No more of those panicked late-night searches for a document you swear you saw somewhere. Instead, a great grant opportunity comes along and you just calmly open your always ready compliance folder. And then you can pour all that energy, not into finding paperwork, but into telling the incredible story of your mission. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, isn't it? Every single hour you save from scrambling for paperwork is another hour you can put back into your strategy, into building your programs, and into actually serving your community. Being grant ready gives you back the most precious thing you have, your time and your focus. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. When it comes to finding funding, is your nonprofit reacting or is it ready?